guys. Oh, back to filming. Yes, same here. I guess I could take the hoodie off and make it look like a whole new video and like, but let's just not. Right now, your girl is on the beach. As you're watching this, I'm either on my way or packing or I'm sitting by the beach with a pina colada in hand having the best day. So it's to use the like back-to-back filming, it's to use the double outfits, it's to use whatever. But today I want to talk about wow, okay. I swear I'm a copywriter. I swear, guys. I swear I've been doing this for long. What are words? I don't know. Some obvious signs that you are a newbie, and I just want to talk about it so people know. Now, granted, let me just get this out of the way. You're going to make mistakes. You are going to make mistakes, and you need to be okay with that. And the faster you can be okay with looking dumb sometimes, the faster you can get started. I mean, tons of people who have been studying to be a copywriter for years, and because they want to somehow avoid a world where they're going to make mistakes and look dumb, so they're like, oh, if I study more, I'll avoid that. There's no avoiding that. There is no avoiding that. The thesis on this channel is that copywriting is exactly like dating. Most things are like dating. Like, think back to your first relationship and how many dumb, stupid things you did and said and like just moronic, but you could not have avoided that. You could not have read every single dating book in the world and avoided being a dum-dum. Like, you just can't. It's impossible. So the faster you just get out there and just get dumb, the faster you get dumb, the better you. This is going well. Anyway, so, but these are some signs, just like little things that a lot of newbies do that scream newbie. First and foremost, you write copies as a plural. I'm writing sales copies. I'm doing social media copy. It's copy. Sales page, copy. About page, copy. Email marketing, copy. It is never copies. It is never plural. COPIES. That screams, one, probably English is your second language. Two, that you don't know what it's never plural, ever. So don't ever tell a client, like, I'm sending you the copies right now. I'm sending you the copy right now. Even when it's like you're sending multiple pages, you know, it's just never like that, okay? Never. Copy. Just COPY. Copy, always, copy, never copies. Cool. Okay. Number two, you put every single possible service you could ever possibly do onto your website. Now, I understand when you're just getting started, you kind of don't know what you want to offer. So you offer blogging and proofreading and emails and web copy and social media and brochures and this and it's like when they pull up your sales page or your offerings or whatever, however you format it, there's like 19 different choices. And the problem is like, I understand that you're still narrowing it down, but I would not go for more than 3 and then just kind of know that like usually clients will ask for things, right? Almost all of my right now I'm doing like Notion consulting for a client, right? Because, well, 1, I offered it, but 2, it just kind of like got brought up. But clients will naturally ask for more things, and as you talk to them and as you get to know each other, usually, you know, if you just have like web copy on your page, sometimes clients will be like, oh, can you also like do our blog, you know? And like, you can propose it when you talk to them, you know, like, hey, when you get on your phone, which you should be doing initial calls, you know, like, I looked at your site, you know, I know you're hiring me for copywriting, but I just thought I would throw it out there. Like, I do blogging, you know, or I'd be happy to help you work on your blog. And they may say like, not now, but later. But you do not want your entire website to only have everything possible you've ever done in your life ever. Because 1, it's overwhelming to clients. 2, it screams you don't know what you're doing yet and you're not an expert in any of them. So you're just a generalist in everything, which is usually not what clients want. And like, I think people are afraid, I think I had more points there, but I think people are afraid that like clients will land on their site and not know that you can also do blogging, and then they leave. Like, oh, I was looking for a blogger, so they leave because you only have like web copy and email copy there. The thing is, if they like you and they like your content, they're just gonna ask for whatever it is. Okay. And my metaphor I always use is you never go to a restaurant and see like, if I went into a restaurant and I'm in the mood for sushi and I see like pasta and hamburgers and oysters and deep fried things and like lo mein, I'd be like, where am I? And I'm absolutely getting food poisoning because this is some weird place that serves everything. I need to leave. And it, you just need to think of your website like a restaurant. Like, you only need to offer your specialty, a few things, and when clients like you, believe me, they will ask for, well, everything, and sometimes your whole soul, but that's another discussion for another time. But just don't be afraid to pick your 3 favorite things that you think you're interested in. And the best part is you can delete them and change them at any time, right? Like, if you haven't really done a lot of email marketing, you want to, you do like two of them with clients, and you're like, I hate this, I'm never doing this again. You go on your website, you change the code, you take it down, you put up blogging. Like, you can keep your main offers, which I would really limit to 3. 5 is pushing it. 5 is truly pushing it, of things. It's just like people who sell courses, like I just reopened mine, FYI. You don't, like, if you were going to buy a course and they offered you like 300 different options of it, you'd be like, I'm just here for the course, thank you so much. Focus. And believe me, when clients, like I said, when clients like you, they will just slide in your DMs and say, can you also do this other thing? So, but do not have it be a gallery of possibilities. Of course, if you're a writer, you can do 500,000 things because it's the written word that can be translated like a million different ways. Also, clients have no idea what they need half the time, and offering them too many choices makes them panic and leave. Okay, moving on. Not using the client's brief. Clients usually, and if they don't, it's your job to get it, have a voice that they want to impersonate. One thing I ask clients is like, okay, who out there on the internet would you like to sound like? Not that I'm going to go plagiarize them, not that I'm going to go steal their content. It's just like, think right now, if you consume American media, if you wanted to imitate Clint Eastwood's tone and voice and personality versus like, I don't know, who's someone like really funny? Owen Wilson. Those are 2 completely different kinds of voices and mindsets, and like that you would need to, and I just ask them, I'm like, what kind of celebrity, what kind of brand, what kind of like, what are you going for here that can give me focus and an idea? So, but you need to use that. And a lot of newbie copywriters will not use that information, and they will just write in their kind of tone and their kind of angle. And yes, on one hand, the client is hiring you for your voice and your perspective and like how you write, but you need to use that, and you need to not be afraid to hack at writing. I've written a million sentences that I love that I'm like, oh, that's so good. That was so much fun. That was a little egotistical, but like, and then I just take that sentence and I put it in my like magical Evernote long essay of just sentences that I liked that I can use later, but I'm very aware that it will not work for the client, and I have to just take the bullet and take it out. So, the next one, this is probably gonna be long. Using cheesy lines that sound like a terrible TV ad, which ties into my next point and another point after that, that you don't read your copy out loud. If you're reading your copy out loud and it sounds like it's some late night, 3 a.m, shitty, just terrible TV ad, as you read it out loud, then you know you have to hack at it, which also ties into the another point of like, you're not ruthless to protect the flow of your copy. So first and foremost, always your copy out loud. And if it starts to sound like a 3 a.m. TV ad, you've got a problem. And which also ties into the flow, because as you're reading it out loud, you'll be able to see and hear when you're going on for way too long in some sections. Like, I know a lot of people, it's really important to, for example, focus on the pain point of a product or service or whatever. Like, what is the customer going through that you need to address, like, and how your problem or your product or service solves that problem, right? And you'll be able to hear if you read it out loud, which you always should, when you're going on for too long, right? Like, if it was some crappy, scammy, like, weight loss product, let's just assume, right? Because that's just rife of just bad copy. Like, I always see people who write copy that's like, oh, are you sick of being overweight and your joints hurt and this and that and your arthritis and this and can't fit in a bathing suit and as you read that out loud, you're like, I am going on for way too long on this point. Like, just hack that down. So reading your copy out loud. I know some people are really, really hell-bent on, like, writing your copy with, like, pencil by hand, which is absolutely insane, and you can delete that and just read it out loud. Out loud. And you will be able to find all kinds of copy errors, and you'll be able to tell when it's flowing to when it's not. I mean, if you even want Siri to, like, read your copy out loud to you, like, use a program that reads it to you, and then you can hear it, and you can tell when it's going on for too long and when some things sound a little scammy. Anyway, just read it out loud, and you can tell when someone hasn't. Next, you don't question the client at all. Like, you just take what the client says as gold. Now, obviously there's a lot of grays there. Usually the client is hiring you because they don't know what they need or what they want, and that's why they're hiring you. They're not copywriting experts. So when you get on the call with them, a lot of people usually are so desperate to, like, have freelance money and have, like, work flowing that they just, like, they don't question this client. They just completely blind themselves to all of the red flags that are just, like, waving in their face, and they don't interrogate them back. You need to approach, literally the secret to all of my client calls going well is that it is a joint, I almost called it an interrogation, but, like, it's a joint interview. They're trying out as your client, and you're seeing if they're a good fit, right? And a lot of freelancers forget that, and it's especially streams like Newbie, and that's a lot of newbies get taken advantage of because they don't question them back, and they don't ask them hard. And it's not like you're coming for them and coming for their brand, but kind of, like, well, can I see some past copy that you've written? Like, okay, so what is your email opt-in rate if you want to improve it? What kind of emails are you sending? How much website traffic do you, like, just question them back. Like, they just get on the call and, like, everything the client says is like, yes, perfect, great, wonderful, fantastic. And sometimes, like, clients really have their shit together, right? And they, like, know what they want. They've been in the veteran game for long enough. Some clients, my calls are real short, because they know what they're doing. But for the most part, they don't. And you need to question them, and also not only get a lot of information from them, because sometimes clients don't know what to tell you to help you as a writer. That's why things like, okay, what kind of, like, a celebrity voice are you trying to impersonate? Can I see past copy? What are your goals? Like, all of these questions kind of help them, because a lot of times they don't know what to give you. They just know they need, like, blogging work, or, like, their emails are not converting people, or whatever it is, like, so you need to ask those questions just as much as they're interrogating you. Like, they're probably asking you all kinds of questions about your experience and your this and your that, and, like, so come for them a little bit. Ask them a few questions. There's nothing that screams newbie than, like, you coming to the meeting with, like, just, yes, absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Yes, absolutely. Yes, like, don't be scared. Don't be scared to come for them, because usually they respect it. And then it screams that you know what you're doing, right? Like, it's like, okay, obviously I have a lot of experience in the fitness industry, but if I was hiring a personal trainer and I was like on the call and if they were a newbie and I was like, so like, it's totally fine to have like a bag of Cheetos for dinner, right? And they're like, yes, totally. Yes, absolutely. Yes, what you're doing is perfect. Yes. If someone like yesed you the whole time and didn't like interject with their like, actually, that's like, you shouldn't do that, you know? Although, come for me, I love my Cheetos, but like, you want them to push back a little bit because they're the expert. So don't be afraid to push back a little bit. And sometimes clients will push again and you can be like, okay, fine. We can have big bird tone of voice in all of your copy, you know, whatever. I don't know. Clients are weird, but you know, but push back and don't be afraid. They're just people. Come for them. And then the last thing is you focus on a ton of features and you don't pick the top benefits of a product or service. So if you're selling, you know, like I always use headphones as an example, probably because I just have so many around, but if you're selling headphones and like you have 2 lines dedicated to the like the faux leather that's on the headphones and like the weight of them, everybody, for the most part, for any product or service ever, has 1 to 2 top concerns for the most part, right? Like headphones, do they fucking sound good, right? That's all you'd hear about. And how much are they? Usually it's the second thing. But, you know, do they sound good? Is that movie worth watching? Does that planner like not fall apart? There's usually just main things that you give a damn about. And then you can fill in all those details. But you need to just extract those 1 to 2 and hammer them hard and home. Not 500, not 5,000 different little features that no one cares about. Especially with techy things and really, really specific things that like only experts will care about. Once again, like the headphones, like having the like megahertz and the sound and like the kind of cords they use, for the general consumer does not care. Just like, you know, if I was hiring a personal trainer, the like specific calorie count on the meal plan that you're gonna do, like that doesn't matter. I want abs in the summer and to look good, right? There's always these like main things that people want in a product or service, and stop just like packing it with all of this like fluffy stuff just to make it sound better. It is much better to have a paragraph of the strongest copy you can write than pages of useless just crap. Always. That's why I hate when clients focus on, and writers focus on like word count versus impact. Okay, that is it. Anyway, your girl's on the beach as we speak. I hope you all have a great week. I will be back next week with more videos. Should be. I mean, don't hold me to it. I'm trying to get back into the swing of filming. So anyway, that is it, guys. Bye.